to 44.4% in a broadly accepted victory. In a bid to kickstart growth, the MPP says it will create jobs, build a dam in every village and a factory in every district and give each constituency the equivalent of $1 million per year to pursue development projects. Analysts say that the new government will have to enforce fiscal discipline and deliver on election promises or face the same voter backlash Mahama faced in 3 years.
When we overshoot our targets, our indicators, we are sending the wrong signal to the international community that we are not credible because we have agreed with the IMF, for instance, that we'll be hitting 5.5% of GDP. That is the deficit. So if we are talking about 6%, 7%, we are way off. I mean, it's always good to forecast, and if you are off your target by some marginal figures, but if it's 5.5 and you are hitting 7%, it tells you you are losing credibility, and that can have dire consequences for the economy. Investors will look at it differently. The currency market will respond to that. Donors will respond to that.
The MPP will inherit an economy from Mahama's National Democratic Congress that for years was rated one of Africa's most dynamic, but has slowed sharply since 2014.
Maybe if Nana come and the corruption is less, the economy will improve. Because to me, I think corruption is everywhere. Corruption is everywhere. But if the corruption is not like your mama economy, government, it will improve.
But the cost of living in Ghana currently is a little high because a lot of utility bills are high, electricity, water, rent is also very high. So, I mean, compared to previous years, we can say that it's a little high.
Akufo-Addo served as Foreign Minister and Attorney General in the previous MPP government that ruled between 2001 and 2009. The 72-year-old twice previously lost close battles for the presidency.
Joining us now is Nana Kennedy Koife, who's a journalist from Ghana. Nana, it's great to have you on the program.
It's good to be here.
Now, tell us, how did the inauguration go on Saturday?
Well, the inauguration took place on Saturday morning at the Black Star Square, which is sometimes known as the Independence. And I'd say it was an electric atmosphere. Thousands of people dressed in MPP colors, or either in kente or traditional Ghanaian attire. It was a buzz of activity. So vuvuzelas, whistles, and traditional dances everywhere, in what I describe as patriotic displays of Ghanaian pride. In the audience were several foreign dignitaries, for example, President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria, President Ali Bongo of Gabon, President Macky Sall of Senegal, and many more. The two guests of honor were President Alassane Ouattara of La Côte d'Ivoire, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf of Liberia, and they both gave inauguration speeches at the inauguration, highlighting the peaceful election and inauguration process. Thousands of people joined together to witness what is another peaceful transition of power. And Nana Akufo-Addo was inaugurated as the 5th president of the 4th Republic of Ghana. Ghana has long been known as a bastion of democracy in Africa, and the peaceful inauguration process just confirmed that fact. So it was a wonderful day. Lovely to see.
Great to know. Now let's talk about the president's inaugural speech. One of the key things he mentioned was cutting taxes. Has there been any mention of a roadmap as to how he aims to achieve this?
Now, Nana Akufo-Addo has a lot of things that he has to achieve. For example, one key focus that he has to focus on is creating jobs for the Ghanaian youth. Now, this will be essential as unemployment has been high with almost up to 50% of Ghanaian youth out of work. So his government will be seeking to implement policies that will help the agricultural, manufacturing, and private sectors flourish and create jobs for the youth. So he must also focus on the state of the Ghanaian economy, as it is quite under hardship, and with the rising costs of living, skyrocketing levels of inflation, and hikes in petroleum and utility prices. So he has a lot of work to do as president on his first day of work.
Now, President Akufo-Addo criticized former President John Mahama for not doing enough in terms of fighting corruption. But how does he intend to fight corruption, especially with the issue surrounding his inaugural speech being plagiarized?
Yes, that was quite a disappointment to quite a few people. Well, I think he has to be careful moving forward now because he actually copied line for line from 2 U.S. presidents, and especially as a party that prides itself on political correctness and being upright and honest, this wasn't a very good start to his presidency. So we'll have to see how he moves forward from this.
Nana Akufo-Addo, journalist from Ghana, thank you so much for your time. South Africa's ruling African National Congress needs to end fighting, and that's according to President Jacob Zuma. He made this known at the ANC's 105th birthday celebration.
The Women's Division of the African National Congress, ANC, endorsed the candidacy of South African President Jacob Zuma's ex-wife, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, to become the next leader of the ruling party. Batabile Dlamini, the president of ANC Women's League, said Dlamini Zuma was the best candidate.
In saying we want a woman president, we want a woman president. And therefore yesterday we had to define what we want. And the most suitable candidate and face of our campaign was Comrade Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma.
The ANC will pick a new leader at a conference in December, and given its national dominance since coming to power at the end of apartheid in 1994, the winner is likely to go on to be South Africa's next president when elections are held in 2019.
Coming up after the break, Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta becomes the latest inspiration for the challenge trend on Twitter with the hashtag Uhuru Challenge. Do stay with us.